I did not. So this week we are taking a series of practices aligned with the planetary energies. In Vedic astrology and really in many of the world's mythologies and astrological templates, each day of the week contains a certain energy that aligns with the kind of mythic archetypal energy of the planetary energies. So yesterday's practice was the moon energy, Chandra, the shining moon, and today is actually the full moon, so that prepared us for today's practice. Now Tuesday is the energy of Mars. Mars, also known as Kritikeya, or Subramaniam, or Kuja, or Mangalam. Mars has all of these names. He is the son of the earth, and he is the brother of Ganesha. Here's Ganesha, but you know, we don't know so much about Mangalam or Subramaniam. There's another name for him, it'll come to me, in the West as much, you know. We don't hear about him as much, but especially in South India, this god Mars, who is Mars, Mangalam, is widely revered throughout South India, probably in many places, in small places, more so than Ganesh or Ganapati. So Mars is this martial action of activity. At its lower registers, it is violence, the violent impulse or the animalistic impulse that wants to kill and eat. And then when it's slightly more elevated, it is our anger, really our righteous anger, that spurns us into action when we see injustice in the world. And then at its most elevated, it becomes discipline. And really, so Tuesday is Mars Day, day of discipline. And really right now, with this sheltering in place, we are all being called to act in this area of extreme discipline for the compassion for the good of all. Mars's color is red, so dressed in red for Mars. And so we'll begin hands mushti mudra. I'm just making fists, thumbs on the outside. We can place this in the lap or on the knees, eyes closed. Begin to take Ujjayi Pranayama, long, deep, fiery, active breath. Deepen your breath a bit more, create a really frictive resonance. And place your hands at the heart center in Anjali Mudra. Mars Bij mantras. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum Namaha. The Kra sound is both frictive and cutting. One of Mars' functions is analysis and cutting. It's very martial, very surgical, very analytical. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum Namaha. Inhale. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum Namaha. Again. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum Namaha. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum Namaha. Welcome to your practice. We'll begin with some Agni Pranayama, breath of fire. Hands intertwined above the crown of the head, slow, 10 breath of fire. Inhale, exhaling out through the nose, pumping the navel in. Inhale, retain the breath. Exhale completely. 15 slow breath of fire. Inhale. Inhale. Retain upwards. Exhale. Twenty slow breath of fire. Inhale. Inhale. Retain upward. Lengthen. Exhale out through the mouth. Release palms up onto the knees. Breath of fire slow and then becoming faster. Mars has a love for speed and love for going fast. People who have a lot of Mars energy love to drive fast, go fast. Mars is the energy of the navel chakra, so we'll be tonifying and strengthening the navel chakra throughout our practice. So inhale, begin slow breath of fire. Let it become faster. Inhale, retain the breath, lengthen the spine, retain upward. Exhale out through the mouth, release the palms up onto the knees. So Mars has a shining quality, Mangalam, red in color, hands down onto the knees. We'll take Agni Sara Mudra. So how we do this is we inhale deeply. We lean forward, we exhale out all the air, even through the mouth. We soften the belly, we take the fingers, and from the right side, I'll do it this way, right side up and over to the left, we're going to massage the whole navel. This will help the digestion move. I'm doing it the opposite way so you can see, so I'm not going to do it deeply. And then release, inhale. Rotate palms down, exhale out through the nose. And then the mouth. Please take your right side underneath the rib cage, up and over to the left side, massaging with the fingertips. And then release one more time. Agni Sara Mudra. Inhale. Retain the breath. Lean forward. Exhale out through the nose. Then the mouth. Release, inhale. Exhale out completely. Come forward onto your hands and knees. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. Begin to take your cat and cow. Inhaling, crown of head and tailbone up. Exhaling, rolling under. So Mars, Kritikeya Subramaniam, has 7 heads. The god, a little boy god with 7 heads. And the 7 heads represent the awakening of all the vital centers of all the chakras that have an origin in the navel chakra and then travel down to the base of the spine and then lift up and outward to the crown of the head, the corona, the crown of the head. There's a beautiful story. There's a few beautiful stories about Mars as a god. And I'll tell you some of them as we practice so you can come into that Marsian energy of Tuesday. But in addition to having 7 beautiful heads, it's It's really the most of any god except for Ravana, who's a demon who has 1,000 heads. Rotate the hands backwards. Open the wrists. Open the left wrist. And then other side, open the right wrist. He rides a peacock as his vehicle, as his vahana. Okay, a little bit more wrist warm up. Our wrists are going to need to be fairly warm today. I'm rotating my hands inward, and then I'm rocking back and forth. And I can even come all the way up to the finger joints. And you can make swishing sounds if you wanted to. And now hands forward, all the hands to the right side, all the fingers to the right side, all the hands to the back, all the fingers to the back, hands over to the left side. So the 4 directions, hands forward. Hands to the left side, fingers to the left side. With the breath, hands to the back, hands to the right side. Hands forward. Take a seat down onto your knees. Tuck the toes if you can. Virasana. Squeeze the inner thighs. Hands intertwined. Circle through the wrists. So, and then the other direction. So Subramaniam rides on a beautiful peacock. And the peacock is almost always depicted with a serpent, a kundalini in its beak. And so this is the divine awakening, all the colors that awaken when Kundalini is awakened, aroused in the spine. Inhale from here. Exhale, walk the hands up in front of the shoulders. Claw with the fingers, tuck the toes. Inhale deeply, exhale completely, downward facing dog. And press into the hands, roll the inner thighs in. Draw the lower belly up and back, lift through the tailbone. Ground into your right heel, draw the left leg up, roll left inner thigh in. Now we could take this from the knee if it's too much for us, no problem. Exhale, left knee into the nose. Begin to awaken the navel fire. Inhale up, exhale knee to nose. 2, inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to right elbow. And of course, we could take this all from the knee. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Roll the inner thigh. Exhale, knee, left elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee, right elbow. Inhale up. Roll the inner thigh in, wake up the navel, exhale knee to nose or navel, inhale up, exhale right knee, left elbow. And I forgot to say inhale up, exhale right foot down, long, deep Ujjayi Pranayama in downward facing dog. Please modify, practice to your own ability. Do what feels good in your body. No one can see you, except for maybe your family, your pets. Inhale, other leg up. Scissor, right inner thigh in. This could be from the knee. Exhale, knee to nose 3 times. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, right knee, right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Across the body, opposite elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee, right elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee, opposite elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Breathe. Inhale, walk your feet underneath your hips. Inhale, expand up halfway. Exhale, release down over the legs. Hang down. Ground through the feet. Inhale all the way up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Eyes open, alert. Marsian energy of discipline, courage, of will in action. Inhale, expand up. Exhale, down and forward. Surya Namaskar A. Inhale, up halfway. Exhale, take your legs out to the back. Knees and chest, or for those of you who love vinyasa, in our Mars practice, like 25 chaturanga or push-ups are totally appropriate. So sometimes I stop you, but here, knees and chest, or chaturanga. Press the pubic bone down, draw the elbows back. Inhale, expand up. Lift the thighs, if that works for you, upward facing dog. Firm the lower belly, tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Breathe 5 long, deep Ujjayi breaths. Inhale, walk your feet up underneath your hips. Lift through your heart. Exhale, release down over the legs. Deep breath, inhale all the way to standing. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Surya Namaskar B. Bend the knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale up, Uttanasana. Fierce pose or chair pose. Deep exhalation down and over the legs, inner thighs inward. Inhale up halfway. Exhale, chaturanga with your 25 push-ups. Very martial, or knees and chest. Inhale, expand upward facing dog, sphinx or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Round into your right heel. Draw your left leg up towards the sky. Spin your left inner thigh in and up. Take a deep exhalation, left knee to nose. Keep exhaling. Draw your left foot through. Right knee down onto the mat or lifting. Either way is fine. Inhale up to a high or low lunge, okay? Little variation on Surya Namaskar B. Fists of the hands, Mushti Mudra. Inhale. Exhale, draw your fists down by your side. Inhale, fists straight out in front. Exhale, draw them in. Firm the belly. Inhale up. Draw the inner thighs in. Costume rearrangement. Exhale, elbows down and in. Inhale, out. Exhale, draw in, activate the navel. Inhale up. Exhale, pull down and in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull in. So we're not punching out, we're drawing energy back into ourselves. Inhale up. Exhale. In. Inhale out. Exhale. In. Inhale. Exhale. Fingertips down to the mat. Optional vinyasa. Or back to downward facing dog. So as we move through these planetary energies, one each day this week, and then Sunday will have to be a later recorded practice. Feel which energies are really energetically discordant to you, and which ones are really resonant. Maybe the energy of the moon yesterday wasn't your thing, but today's Marsian energy really feels aligned or opposite. Inhale, just notice without judgment. Draw right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to nose. Keep exhaling right foot through. Left knee could come down to the mat or lift. Either are fine. Inhale up high or low lunge. Roll. Left inner thigh down and in. Draw your lower belly up. Fists of the hands, Mushti Mudra. This mudra, fist, means strength in dance mudra. Inhale, Natya mudra. Exhale, down and in. Inhale out. Exhale, pull back in. Inhale, strong breath. Exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Fingertips to the mat. Optional vinyasa, or knees and chest, or back to downward facing dog, or a child's pose, or 2,500 chaturanga or push-ups. Breathe in your downward facing dog. Draw your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart. Exhale, release down over the legs, bend your knees. Squeeze your inner thighs, lift your lower belly. Inhale, up, Uttasana. Exhale, hands to the heart center. Discipline, flow, courage. Bend your knees, squeeze the inner thighs. Inhale, up. Shining, auspicious light. Exhale, down and over the legs. Inhale, up halfway. 2,700 chaturanga, or none. Or 7 for 7 heads of Subramaniam Kartika. Exhale, downward facing dog. And turn out through your left toes. Deep exhalation, right foot comes through. Or you could approach your warrior one from standing. Vira, Vajrasana one. Bend into front right knee. Press into back left heel. Inhale up. Warrior one. Viram, the prime rasa, or emotion of courage and victory. Of discipline in action. Exhale, open the upper body out, shoulders over hips, tailbone rounded, warrior two. With fingertips to the mat, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. And turn out through your right toes, deep exhalation, left foot comes through. Ground into your back right heel, dig down. Inhale, expand up. Inhale, as you exhale, open the shoulders out. Align shoulders over hips. Bend into left knee, align left knee. Find discipline, courage, clear alignment, warrior two. And fingertips to the mat, optional vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Inhale, walk your feet up underneath your hips. Lift through your heart. Exhale, release down over the legs. Bend the knees. Squeeze the inner thighs, tailbone down. Inhale up, Uttasana. Turn, take the legs out open wide, bend the knees, sit down. So I'll tell you the story about Mars's 7 heads in just a moment. Find this wide leg stance, knees over the midline of the feet, tailbone down, mushti mudra. We're going to inhale, exhale, 4 times. Now up and down. Out and in. You can breathe through the mouth. Out. Up and down. One last time, out and in. Pull in, navel in. Inhale, straighten arms, straighten knees, Tara Asana. Feel any vibration, any tingling, any pulsation you made throughout the body. Hands to the hips, draw the feet underneath the hips. So we'll take a little Kriya, a little Zumbalini Kriya. That's my joke. It combines Kundalini and Zumba. This is actually a yoga Kriya. Left arm up. Now if you have knee pain, you're going to take this really slowly. Knees bend. If you want to, you can get more ecstatic, more exuberant with this. Fist of left hand. Bring left elbow to left knee twice. Ground into the foot. Other side. So you could keep going nice and slow. With your breath in and in, or this is the Zumbalini style. But you really have to watch your knees. Find your navel. Find your cross-lateral connection. It will keep you from brain problems, Alzheimer's. In, woo! Or slowly. Find the navel. So my son, okay, Mom, Lisa, Chloe, I think you're on. Don't tell anyone. I said you have to do some arts education at home. So what are you going to do? It could be music appreciation. It could be dance. Keep going. You could be really fast, getting the heart rate up. It could be visual arts. I don't care. Ground through the feet. Inhale. Arms up. Exhale. Hands to the sides of the waist. Bend your knees over the midline of the feet, okay? Now, we're going to take another Agni Sara Kriya. We're going to breathe all the way out. With the breath out, we're going to pump the navel in and out without breathing. So it's inhale, exhale all the way out through the mouth. Pump your navel in and out. Release, inhale. Exhale all the way out through the mouth. Pump the navel in and out. Release, inhale. Exhale all the way out through the mouth. Pump the navel in and out. So naturally, my son picks hip hop dance. Round into the feet, straighten through the arms, hands to the sides of the waist. I'm being so good because, you know, we're like looking at some hip hop dance videos and I totally didn't correct his style because he has a very distinct style of hip hop dance that doesn't necessarily mimic the video or what's happening in the video. Let me just say, take peace sign fingers around your big toes, lengthen through the sides of the waist, roll the inner thigh, exhale down and forward, elbows out to the side. Release, inhale, Inhale up, exhale, hands underneath the feet, Pada Hastasana. Roll the inner thighs and lengthen through sides of the waist. Exhale down and forward. I really censored myself there. I was going to say something totally different. Release the hands, one more forward bend. Feet out as wide as the mat. Functional forward fold. Draw the inner thighs in. Walk hands. Gotta adjust something. Walk hands way out in front. Draw the sits bones back. Hands down to the mat. Draw feet back behind you. Downward facing dog. Inhale, draw left leg up towards the sky. We could be on our knee. Exhale, knee to nose or heart or navel 3 times. Inhale, left leg up, or from the knee, exhale, knee, elbow. Inhale up. Exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up. Exhale, knee, right elbow. Inhale up. Roll inner thigh in. Deep exhalation. Left foot comes through. Turn out through back right heels. Hands could go onto blocks. Parshvantanasana. Straighten through front left knee. Press into the ball of the left foot. Lengthen through sides of the waist and then draw it down and forward. So Agni, the god of fire, happened to steal, well, it's like this. Shiva, great consciousness and Shakti, or manifestation, the female and masculine principles of the universe, happen to have their sexy times, and the result of their sexy times, like the semen and the vaginal juices, etc., fall down into a river, of course. Bend through your front left knee, lift through your back right heel, right hand down to the mat. We could always have the back right knee down onto the mat. Draw the lower belly up, rotate into a twist. Place the left hand down to the mat. Draw right heel down to the mat. So I'm rotating the toes out. We could also have this left forearm to the thigh. Roll the rib cage under, take the right arm straight up. Hands to the mat. Optional vinyasa. 2,500 push-ups or back to downward facing dog. And so Agni, the god of fire, stole this ball of energy, we'll call it, that had fallen into the river. And as Agni stole it, it became very, very hot, too hot to handle, and it transformed into a baby with 7 heads. Inhale, draw right leg up towards the sky. Deep exhalation, right knee to nose, 3 times. Or we could take this from the knee, stimulating the navel. I'll demonstrate this side, all from the knee. You could be up and downward facing dog. Inhale up, exhale, knee left, right elbow. Make sure the shoulder doesn't collapse. Inhale up, exhale, knee to nose. Inhale up, exhale, knee, left elbow. Inhale up. And now exhale, you draw this right foot through, lift through your back left heel, rotate the toes out, and then slowly straighten through the right knee. Hands onto blocks or onto the mat. Lower belly lifts, lengthen through the spine, exhale down and forward. And so this baby with 7 heads is too hot to handle, and Agni, the fire element, drops it back into the river to cool it off. But of course it's immortal and it lives, And because it has 7 heads, 7 mothers, Saptamatrika, 7 mothers nurse the baby with 7 heads. And those 7 mothers are the 7 stars of the Pleiades, which is one of the primary constellations that Mars, Subramaniam, rules over. And Mars becomes, or Mangalam, he's the brother of Ganesha, the elder brother, because Ganesha, of course, is also the son of Parvati and Shiva. Lift through, back, left heel, bend into front right knee. Left hand could stay on the block. Come down to the mat, roll. The left rib cage under, take the right arm up towards the sky. Bring right hand down to the block or to the mat. Rotate the left leg out, or this right forearm can come to the thigh. Variation on extended side angle, Parshva Konasana. Draw this left arm straight up towards the sky. Press into the back heel. So Mars is the son of the earth, or Mangalam, the shining one, who is the awakening of primal energy. Exhale, hands to the mat, optional vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Today, this full moon in Chitra Nakshatra, which is a shining star, like a diamond, which is also ruled by Mars, happens to be the birthday of the god Hanuman. So, right knee down to the mat, draw left leg through, and pull the head of the left femur back. Now, again, hands could be on blocks. This half Hanuman asana could be here, feeling a long deep stretch through the back of the left leg. If you'd like to go further, sliding left leg forward, keep the back right toes tucked and scissor the right inner thigh and begin to sit down. Now do not mistake pulling your groin muscle for progress. That's just a 6 to 8 week. You can slide a block underneath your front thigh if you like to, or stay elevated. That's just a 6 to 8 week injury, not really progress. If you find a seat, or if you're way back here, but stable, if you can, hands up towards the sky, fists with the hands. Strong Hanuman asana. Hands to the mat, bend through your front left knee, optionally through your vinyasa, or back to downward facing dog. Om Kram, Om Kreem, Om Krum Namaha. Left knee down to the mat, draw the right leg through, draw the head of the right femur back, hands could be on blocks, or onto big books. Inhale, exhale, half Hanuman asana, then stay right here. Back toes tucked, eyes bright. Or tuck the back toes, begin to open through the inner groin, spiral the left inner thigh in. You can place a block underneath the front thigh. Keep this knee hinged. Draw the back inner thigh down and in. Fists upward. Press through the front toes. Jaya, Jaya, Hanuman. prana, air element, controlled and exalted. Hands to the mat, bend through your front right knee, draw legs back, downward facing dog. First variation. We're going to take our fists, this mushti mudra, and we're going to place them underneath our belly. So I'm taking first variation on peacock posture. So Mars rides this beautiful peacock. My fist with the pinky edge in is going to come on the sides of my belly, not up to the rib cage, not down low. And this strengthens digestion. It also releases impurities from the digestion. And if you need to pee, it will make you need to pee. But I'm just going to settle down onto the fists and let the weight of the stomach rest onto the fist. You could alternatively use a blanket here. You'll feel your heart beating. That's the large aorta that moves through the navel. That's fine. Just enough pressure for you in this Mayurasana, peacock posture preparation. Take your hands out from underneath the shoulders. Inhale deeply. Exhale to a child's pose. Clasp your hands behind your back. Lift pinky fingers up towards the base of the skull, Yoga Mudrasana. Release hands down to your sacrum. Roll up through the spine. The next posture we could take here. Left foot forward, right heel into the groin. So it's like this. We could also have a block underneath the heel, underneath the buttock. So we're sitting up like this. Left hand in fist, right hand outward. Now this is viram, a virile strength posture. We could also, those friends who want more kind of energy, you take the right toe, you come onto the right toe, right heel into the groin, left foot out. It's a Subramaniam posture from Kalari Payatu, or martial arts of South India, which makes it super authentic and spiritual. Other side, so variation A, left heel into the groin, right knee up. Right fist, left hand out. It's kind of uneven posture. But you'll feel the spine elevate and energy move up through the spine and outward into these 7 heads of Kirtika. You can also place a block underneath tailbone for a little more elevation, or third variation onto the heel here. Well, that was fun. Inhale from here, exhale, release, downward facing dog. Stretch out your legs, bend your knees. Knees down to the mat. Next variation, you could just go back to the fists underneath the belly, or you could roll a blanket underneath the belly. If you want to go a bit further, make sure that the block is at your navel center, not on your rib cage, because that will not be good for your rib cage. And you're going to drape your belly onto the block. It's going to be a fairly intense pressure, especially if you've just eaten. You might not want to do this. You could rest into child's pose. Letting the belly, the navel chakra relax, and letting the block float inward to massage the visceral fascia and the inner organs. Try not to let the belly tense. And then release, hands underneath the shoulders. Take the knees wide, let the belly rest between the knees. The belly will feel very warm as blood comes back into the belly. Let the belly hang and soften. And the Manipura chakra at the navel center is the city of jewels. So Mangalam, Mars, who resides in the navel chakra, has all of this imagery of being luminous and shining and jewel-like. It is the fire, the refined fire of Tejas, that is the end product of perfect digestion. Inhale from here, exhale, release, downward facing dog. Draw your feet up underneath your hips, lift through your heart, exhale down over your legs. Okay, next one is Parivrita Ardha Chandrasana, revolved half moon pose for the full moon day, and also to twist the navel. So my left leg is going to come up behind. Now I have a tendency to lift too high, so I'm going to draw my thigh in and bring my leg lower than I think I need to. With a block or down to the mat, same hand as leg. So my left leg is up, my left hand to the block, kitty corner to the toes, underneath the shoulder. I'm going to roll this left rib cage under and draw the right arm up towards the sky. Now, those friends who would like to reach back around to the foot, press foot into hand and elevate through the heart. If this is too much standing, we could also take this posture here on the knee. Inhale, exhale, release. Some friends through a vinyasa, some friends stay in standing forward bend. Oh, and my teacher, one of my teachers, Teo, says it's very culty that I call everyone friends. But it actually originated from a student with special needs who calls everyone my friend. And I thought it's so nice to call everyone my friend. So it's not just culty. It's also friendly. Place block down if you're using it. You also don't have to use a block here. Right leg comes out to the back. Now remember, I always lift my leg too high, so I'm going to squeeze my inner thigh in and then press back through my right toes. Right hand down to the block. Same hand as leg extends. And then roll right rib cage under. Take left arm up towards the sky. If I'd like to, I'll reach my hand back around to the foot. Press foot into hand and then open through the heart. And then release. Some friends through the vinyasa. Some friends back to downward facing dog. Knees down onto the mat. Chest down onto the thighs. Everyone, child's pose. Come all the way down onto your belly. Squeeze the inner thighs. Clasp your hands behind your back. Draw the scapula down. Lift the hands, draw chest and legs up off the mat. Exhale, release. Hands underneath the shoulders, child's pose. 5 breaths. Now, roll up through the spine so you can see for a second. The next posture is a peacock posture, Mayurasana, For many friends, this posture is not going to be for you. That's fine. It's our most kind of intermediate advanced posture today. I'll demonstrate, but if you don't want to take it, you could come back to navel on the block. If you really just did not enjoy that sensation, you could rest in child's pose or do your own thing for a moment, some twists. For those friends who want to take this posture or attempt this posture, the hands are going to rotate out and the elbows are going to come into the navel. Now the boobs tend to get in the way here as we squeeze inner thighs in and then lift legs up. It isn't so good today. Inhale from here. Exhale. Everyone, child's pose. So the peacock must eat poison berries to create the colors in its tail. It is the eating of poison that transmutes and transforms that poison into rarefied colors. Roll up through the spine, and this is one of the primal lessons of the god Mars, Subramaniam, is the homeopathic ingestment of poison to transform into radiant color. Draw right knee across the left. You can draw your left heel back towards your right buttock or leave left leg out in front. Matsya Andrasan. Draw left arm up, left elbow across to right knee, right hand behind. Inhale, expand, and rotate into a twist. Inhale from here, exhale, release other side. Left leg across, right heel can come back to the sits bone or stay out long in front. Right arm up, exhale, right elbow across, left knee, lift up, out of the side of the waist, left hand behind and rotate. Inhale deeply, exhale, release. Boat pose, Navasana. Hands underneath the thighs, toes down. Heart center lifted or legs lifted, palms up by the knees. Those of you who want a lot of heat, come down to Ardha Navasana and take breath of fire. Or staying in boat pose. And feet come down to the mat, hands behind, legs can extend out long, Pravattanasana, tips of the scapula down, lift, pubic bone up, offer the heart center. Exhale, sits, bones down, lengthen up, inhale, exhale down and over, Paschimottanasana. Inhale, roll up through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Come all the way down onto your back, knees in towards the chest. Clasp your thumbs behind your head. Inhale, draw right elbow up, microphone interference, to the outside of left knee. Exhale, take both legs up towards the sky. Now, I'm going to draw this right leg down towards the mat. Parivrita, Ekapada Parivrita Kunjanasana. Exhale, legs together. Bend the knees, Draw back of body down onto the mat. Gotta move my microphone for this. Thumbs together, inhale, left knee outside of left elbow outside of right knee. Exhale, legs straight up. Left leg scissors down towards the mat. Kunjanasana. Exhale, Dvipada Bakasana. Exhale again, knees down and in, back of the head onto the mat. Knees in towards the chest, rock side to side. Place both feet down onto the mat, tips of the scapula in, lift up to your bridge pose. Exhale, roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time. Oh, Mom, you can't say anything to Ravel about his hip-hop dance lessons. Okay, take your legs, just remember that. Up towards the sky, open legs out wide. Reach your hands through your legs. Inhale your head up. Exhale, head down. Also, Lisa and Chloe. And Libby. Anyone who knows Ravel may never speak of his hip-hop dance lessons. Draw your legs slowly together, circle through your ankles. Inhale, exhale, knees in towards your chest. Place your feet down onto the mat. Take your hands behind your skull and massage at the base of the skull. Release the back of the head down onto the mat. Take your left leg out, long right knee in towards the chest. Just hug your right knee inward. Move your left hand across to your right knee. Inhale as you exhale, rotate. Open your right arm out from your shoulder. Parivrita Jatara Parivartanasana. Mara, also, you know Ravel. Anyone who has ever seen Ravel may never speak of his hip-hop dance lessons. Inhale from here, exhale, release. Draw left knee in towards your chest. Right hand across to the left knee. Inhale from here. Exhale, rotate. Inhale deeply, exhale, release. A nice wide bridge pose. Take your feet down to the mat, as wide as the mat. Hands down to the mat. Draw your scapula up. Draw your scapula in. Lift your pelvis up towards the sky. Spread your toes. Roll down through the spine, one vertebra at a time, arms in a cactus shape or T shape. Swivel the knees to one side and then the other. Place the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Baddha Konasana. As you're ready, you move into your Shavasana, legs extending out long onto the mat, eyes closed. And take a moment to wiggle and move, and to drop down and inward. Don't skip this part, my friends, even though it's tempting. And take a long, deep breath in, and then release it out. Letting the eyes fall back into the skull. Surrendering into this shining luminescence, this mangalam, this auspicious essence of the soul. Take a long, deep breath in and release it out. Begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Rotate your wrists and ankles and begin to stretch your body. Roll onto your right side. And slowly make your way to seated Find your seat. Let your eyes close. From the poetry of Lala Deva, the wandering Kashmiri mystic, my body caught fire like an ember as I brought the syllable Om, the one that says you are that, into me. I moved through the 6 chakra centers that urge human beings to action and called out into the lightness where Lala lives now. Lala, there's no birth or death. You are one, but not with happiness or difficulty, not with desire or anger. You walk with people who only talk about truth. The experience of the divine is continuous amazement. So place your hands to your heart center. We'll chant these bija or seed sounds of Mangalam, Mars, the shining auspicious one. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum, Namaha. Exhale out. Inhale in. Om Kram, Kreem, Krum, Namaha. Dedicate any merit you've received to the benefit of all beings. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings find happiness. We'll chant Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Exhale out. Inhale in. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Much love to everyone. Please say goodbye before you go.